March 16th, 2026. A date that was supposed to mark the midpoint of Billie Eilish's triumphant Secret Underground tour. But tonight, the music has stopped. Just hours ago, a black screen appeared on Billie's official site with 3 words that have sent the fandom into a state of absolute panic. Show is over. But the terrible news isn't just about a cancelled tour. It's about the total collapse of the one thing Billie Eilish was trying to protect. Reports are surfacing that Nat Wolff has officially ended their relationship, walking away from the singer after a series of unreconcilable betrayals. Tonight, we're looking at the wreckage of a Hollywood dream and the real reason the lights just went out on Billie Eilish. The terrible news started as a technicality, but quickly spiraled into a catastrophe. Billie's March Ghost Tour, the series of underground, no-phone performances, has been officially shut down by her own management.
Why?
Because Billie reportedly lost her voice. Not physically, but emotionally. Insiders claim that during the rehearsal for the Tokyo Warehouse set, Billie was unable to finish a single song. She was reportedly catatonic in the dressing room, overwhelmed by the realization that her pursuit of artistic isolation had cost her the only person who kept her grounded. The tour was built on the idea of being alone. But as the terrible news broke to the crew, it became clear that Billie Eilish didn't actually want to be alone. She just wanted to be in control. And in the end, she lost both. We now have the details on the final phone call between Nat Wolff and Billie Eilish. Nat had reportedly been trying to reach Billie for 3 days. He was in Los Angeles, surrounded by the remnants of their shared life, while she was in a different time zone, chasing a ghost. When she finally picked up, Nat didn't ask about the tour. He didn't ask about the music. He simply said, "I can't be a secret anymore, Billie. I'm not a prop in your dark aesthetic." Nat Wolff reportedly ended the relationship right then and there. He realized that as long as he was with Billie, he would always be second to her vision. He wasn't just angry about the secret tour. He was exhausted from being the only one trying to build a bridge while she was busy burning them. Looking back at the Valentine's Day tweet, it feels less like a post and more like a suicide note for their relationship. "Happy Valentine's Day, I've broken so many hearts, and I won't stop, have a good one." When Billie posted that, she thought she was being powerful. She thought she was being the bad guy everyone expected her to be. But today, as the terrible news of the tour cancellations sinks in, those words feel hollow. She didn't just break hearts. She broke the heart of the man who stood by her when the world was screaming. Nat Wolff ending the relationship wasn't a sudden move. It was the natural conclusion to a story where Billie Eilish chose the ghost over the human. As of tonight, Billie Eilish is reportedly on a private flight back to California. The warehouses are empty. The ghost tour is dead. The terrible news has left the industry wondering, what happens to an artist when the darkness they've been singing about finally becomes their reality? Nat Wolff has reportedly moved his things into a hotel. Billie Eilish is heading back to a house that is no longer a home. The music has stopped. And for the first time in a long time, the world is finally quiet enough to hear the heartbreak. Is this the end of the Eclipse era? Or is it just the beginning of Billie's darkest chapter yet? Drop your thoughts below. March 16th, 2026. The world was still buzzing from the grainy, leaked footage of Billie Eilish's secret set in London. It was supposed to be her masterpiece, her moment of total artistic rebirth. But at 4 a.m. Pacific time, the rebirth turned into a funeral. Billie Eilish has just dropped the terrible news that the remainder of her March tour dates have been scrapped. Not postponed, not rescheduled, but deleted. And the reason isn't a vocal injury or production issues. The reason, according to sources inside her inner circle, is that Nat Wolff has officially walked out. The relationship is over. The engagement is off. And Billie Eilish is currently in a state of total collapse.
Tonight,
we're tracing the final 48 hours of a Hollywood tragedy. The terrible news of the tour cancellation hit the industry like a lead weight. For the last 2 weeks, Billie had been running on fumes. performing in high-stress, underground environments with no phones and minimal security. She wanted to prove she didn't need this system. But in reality, she was using the tour as a way to outrun her own life. Insiders report that Billie's team was forced to pull the plug after a catastrophic rehearsal in Tokyo. Billie reportedly broke down mid-song, unable to look at the empty seat in the wings where Nat Wolff was supposed to be. The ghost tour had become too real. She wasn't just singing about a ghost anymore. She was living with one. We've now received details about the moment Nat Wolff finally hit his breaking point. Pause. It wasn't one big fight. It was a slow, agonizing realization. While Billie was chasing artistic purity in Europe, Nat was back in Los Angeles, dealing with the fallout of her secret decisions. Reports suggest Nat felt disposable. He had cleared his entire film schedule to be her support system, only to be excluded from the tour planning entirely. The final straw? Billie reportedly refused to take his calls for 48 hours during the London leg of the tour. When they finally spoke, Nat allegedly told her, "I love the girl I met, but I don't know the person you've become to protect your image." He ended the relationship on the spot, leaving Billie alone in a city of millions. Now, we look back at that February 14th tweet, the one that started it all. "Happy Valentine's Day, I've broken so many hearts, and I won't stop, have a good one." At the time, we thought it was a boast. We thought it was Billie embracing her bad guy persona. But now, in the light of the terrible news, it looks like a cry for help. She was already pushing Nat away. She was already breaking his heart before the tour even began. She thought that by being the one to strike first, it wouldn't hurt as bad when it all fell apart. She was wrong. Nat Wolff ending the relationship wasn't a betrayal of Billie. It was an act of self-preservation. He realized that in Billie Eilish's world, the art will always be more important than the person standing next to it. As of this recording, Billie Eilish is reportedly back in Los Angeles. The tour is dead. The relationship is over. And the terrible news is still sinking in for millions of fans. She set out to create a tour that was authentic. She wanted to strip away the fame and the noise. Well, she got exactly what she wanted. Pause. Narrator. The noise is gone. The fame feels hollow. And Billie Eilish is finally alone. Is this the end of the road for Billie? Or will this heartbreak lead to her most powerful music yet? One thing is for sure. The price of the Ghost Tour was higher than anyone ever expected. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading them all.